Hello and welcome to Good or Bad. Well, it's Friday the 13th again. And yeah, unlucky. It's Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. The movie to end all Jason movies, despite it ending with sequel bait. Strange, isn't it? This movie was the 9th movie in the Friday the 13th series, and was directed by Adam Marcus and released in 1993, and produced by the director and the producer of the original Friday the 13th, Sean S. Cunningham, who went on to produce several other movies featuring Jason after this, but this was his first major return to the Friday series after the first movie. But that's enough factual rambling because it's time to start this final Friday. The movie opens with a woman driving down to her cabin in Crystal Lake, the hunting ground of Jason Voorhees. And when she gets there, the usual kind of stuff happens. Shower scene, Jason scare, blah blah blah. She runs away and he chases her. And then it turns out it was all a trap. She was undercover and she was being used as bait to lure Jason out into the spotlight for a spot of being shot to death. So Jason got decimated. Well, I do hope Kane Hodder had fun as Jason because he ain't back until the very end. Oh no, wait, sorry, there's a few scenes where he appears as reflections. Well, in any case, I hope he was paid by the second. Jason may have got blown to bits, but bounty hunter Creighton Duke, played by Stephen Williams, doesn't believe it's the end of Jason. You may be wondering why not, but he doesn't say. My guess is he saw the running time. Okay, we get some intro titles after the initial action sequence. Does Jason think he's 007 again? I thought he got over that after his last attempt. Now the intro titles bother me, not because they are long or anything, in that respect they are done quite well. They are mixed into the actual film and not just slapped in one big chunk before the film starts. However, what bothers me is they go through the effort of creating such epic music that would eventually go on to Jason X. You know, the... And they also go to the length of making a cool, fiery background, all nicely animated for the main intro title. But then for the rest, it's the same style, but the fire is static. I don't know whether it bothers you, but it sticks out like a sore thumb to me. Anyway, Jason's body is sent for an autopsy. Well, I hope it goes better for this guy than it did for her. Sorry, I mean will do for her. Chronology. While he's working, he notices that the heart of Jason Voorhees is still beating. I feel like I should make some remark about a deceased horse. He's then of course met with an uncontrollable urge to eat the heart of Jason Voorhees, thus allowing Jason to possess him. Yeah, I know, it sounds even more stupid when you say it out loud. Okay, so Jason is now in control of that man's body, so when his assistant comes in and starts hurling insults at Jason's corpse...
Hey, fuck. How you doing, you fat-ass, maggoty, blown-up fuck? Suck this!
Really? That's the best he's got? I've had children come up with better insults than that. Seriously, it's quite concerning. Okay, so naturally, Mr. Not Jason kills that guy. He then kills the two guards guarding the corpse. Fun fact, that guard there is played by Kane Hodder. Yeah, I guess the filmmakers felt like they owed him. Now we move on to American Case File, a show where whoever the hell that is talks about and investigates serial killers all over America. And he goes to the Duke to talk about Jason, and the Duke tells him that Jason isn't dead. Okay, granted, apparently that is true, but my question is, how do you know this?
What you think of as Jason is not Jason. That body he's wearing, that's just meat. He wears other people's bodies like folks wear a suit.
Again, how do you know this? How?
500 grand is my fee. And for that, you get the mask, the machete, the whole damn thing.
Okay, the movie's ripping dialogue from Jaws now. Well, why not? Clearly the writers were too caught up writing the overall plot for this movie that they didn't have time for original dialogue. The case file guy goes on to talk about the dead people at the morgue and the possibility that Jason was never really dead, and that if Creighton Duke can kill Jason, he will pay up. Back in Crystal Lake, we find ourselves a good old diner, where they are having a Jason's Dead celebration, and Mr. Duke has made his way over there and starts talking to one of the waitresses, or to name her, Diana Kimball. Woman who, she did... Okay, I have no idea who the hell she is. But before the movie explains who she is, Mr. Duke pits a fight with the sheriff when he comes over to see if Diana was being harassed, which gets him locked up. Well, isn't he smart? Because when you think the one true place you can kill Jason Voorhees, it's jail cell. After her encounter with the Duke, Diana goes to this guy, Stephen Freeman, played by John D. LeMay, and tells him there is something he doesn't know about Jessica, who is Diana's daughter and his former girlfriend. Okay, let's see. Former girlfriend and something he doesn't know about. It's either he's a daddy or she's really his sister. So she tells him to come over to her house at 11 PM and not to be late. So help you if you are late. The following night he is driving over there and picks up a few hitchhikers, who he then drops off by the lake. And who are they, you ask? Well, they are horny teenagers who are going to have premarital sex by Crystal Lake. I wonder what their fate will be. Yeah, they die. Next! After killing those kids, Mr. Not Jason ambushes a cop, kills his girlfriend and takes him somewhere. Somewhere discreet. I need to work on my reasons to do that. Okay, so now that Mr. Not... Well, Jason's goals have really changed since he swapped bodies. Blimey, really changed. Why is he shaving him? Okay, so after 50 Shades of Jason finishes shaving him, he then possesses the cop. I have a couple of questions. Firstly, does having a body with facial hair really bother Jason that much? And secondly, and this is the biggest question, why did he have to strip the guy naked to possess him? He possesses people later in the movie while they're fully clothed. Why did he have to strip this one? I don't know whether it's just me, but this seems really, really, really strange. I've thought of another question. Where did Jason get those straps from? You know, the straps that held down the cop? Because they don't seem like the kind of straps that you would use to tie stuff to your roof rack or something. They seem very tailored to a very, very, very specific activity. And I'm just wondering, where did Jason get them? How would he know to get them? Did he just have them lying around? Oh, I know! He got them from the horny teenagers he killed. It adds up. Jessica, the daughter of the famous Diana Oops. Anyway, Jessica calls her and tells her that she has a new boyfriend. Mr. American Case File, of course. And they are coming for a visit soon. While Diana is distracted, Mr. New Not Jason sneaks up on her and grabs her. Okay, I have another question. I thought the previous Not Jason went out of his way to possess this specific cop so he could get close to Diana without arousing suspicion. But if he was just going to sneak up and grab her, what was the point? Even if he had to change bodies because he burns through them, couldn't anyone have done? Or maybe he could have just skipped killing the kids at the lake and just gone straight for her. I know Jason likes to kill horny teenagers, but come on, prioritise! Although if he hadn't, where would he have got the bondage gear from? Seems to be the glue that holds this movie together. She sees Jason's reflection in the mirror and realises that it's not really Josh. Yeah, that was the guy's name! Really changes your perspective knowing it, doesn't it? Anyway, she grabs a gun and shoots New Not Jason in the head. Well, that was anticlimactic. Ah well, on to better movies.
Yes, hi. Is Sheriff Landis there?
Oh, optimism sucks. Mr. New Not Jason gets back up. Well, it's good to see that his supernatural abilities have carried over. He then tries to shove a tongue down her throat. But then Stephen rushes in to save her, only to have Mr. New Not Jason throw a knife at him, but it hits her instead. Well done, Mr. New Not Jason. She is now worthless to you. But at least it looks like he did it, so he gets arrested. Mr. New Not Jason gets distracted by looking into a mirror and seeing Jason. Then he gets a poker stabbed through his back. Never admire your reflection during a fight. He then jumps out of the window. Diana tries to tell Stephen something, but the cops rush in and she dies and he gets arrested. Jessica, who is played by Carrie Keegan, is now in town with her baby. Jessica's friend takes the baby back to the diner while she attends to other business. Meanwhile, Stephen is in a cell next to the most incompetent bounty hunter in the world, who seems to know everything about Jason. He tells Stephen that he knows pretty much everything, and he will tell him why Jason was after Diana, and why he is now after Jessica, and how he can be stopped, and also who the Kimball family really are, but for a price, breaking Stephen's fingers. Why? So after a few fingers get broken, he reveals all the secrets. Diana was Jason's half-sister, and Jason can't last long in each body and needs to be reborn, which he can only do through a Voorhees. Which is a tad convenient since we are only just finding out he has living relatives. As well as that, he tells him that Jason can only be killed by a Voorhees. There's always a catch. And then he tells us more specifically how a Voorhees can kill him. Okay, I'm lying, he doesn't tell us specifically how a Voorhees can kill him, he saves that till later, but just for the sake of it, I'm just going to tell you now. There's a really old knife that when wielded by a Voorhees can kill Jason and send him to hell. He then tells him that he needs to go to the Voorhees house and tell Jessica everything, otherwise Jason will kill her, and he drops the bomb! Their baby as well! Yeah, no, that was obvious. Okay, you have answered Stephen's questions, now please answer mine. Simply put, how do you know all of this? You are a new character to this series. How do you know everything there is about Jason? Please tell me! Explain! 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 Okay, Stephen then cries out for a guard and says that Duke broke his fingers. At least he wasn't lying. And then he stuns the guard and takes his gun and leaves. After a brief stop to see his baby, he heads to the Voorhees house. This whole movie feels like a twisted amalgamation of the Nightmare, Halloween and Friday movies. And it sucks! While he is searching the Voorhees house, he finds the Necronomicon? And no, that doesn't just look like the Necronomicon from Evil Dead, it's the exact same prop. If you're going to use the Necronomicon, at least give it an original look. And what does he find in the Necronomicon? Sod all, he just looks at it, says what the hell, and puts it down. Why include the Necronomicon if you're going to do nothing with it? Then Mr. American Casefile walks into the room, Stephen hides, and Mr. New Not Jason possesses Mr. Casefile and becomes New Not Jason, making that guy the new old Not Jason and the original Not Jason old Not Jason. What? I'm trying to keep myself entertained. Sue me. So New Not Jason gets to Jessica just as he is about to possess her. Stephen stops him by punching him in the face. So he can recover quite quickly from a headshot and being stabbed with a poker, but one light punch to the face is enough to make him stagger backwards and buy them enough time to escape. This makes no sense! They get in the car and New Not Jason gets in their way, so he runs him down. They then stop the car. He explains that Robert was not really Robert, it was Jason, and he can help her. You know, I'm getting a strong Terminator vibe here, as well as Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street, but a decreasing amount of Friday the 13th. What am I saying? It's practically gone at this point. Okay, so Jessica runs off and Stephen gets picked up by his friend who is a cop. And by picked up, I mean arrested after a silly punch-up.
1 second. You alright, mister? Wait a second. What?
Okay, yeah, I did say a strong Terminator vibe, didn't I? Well, Jessica is at the police station and, well, I think you can guess where this is going. It's like a sucky reimagining of the Terminator shooting up the police station. Okay, as New Not Jason kills people, Stephen is brought into the station at just the right moment. Okay, that was funny. Okay, so after New Not Jason gets shot, Jessica and he run back to the diner, but as you can guess, he gets back up and resumes his killing spree. Oh, and Mr. Duke gets free. Well, he knocks a cop out and I assume he takes the keys to the cell. After a bit of threatening to shoot Stephen, the diner owner and her friends die. One in particular in a very funny way. See, now that was funny because she never shuts up in this movie. She's always moaning and shouting about something. So when she dies, she gets her jaw punched up into her mouth. Isn't it hilarious? So everyone dies except Jessica, Stephen and the baby. But the thing is, they don't have the baby. Duke came and took the baby away. And Jessica saw the note first and runs off to get the baby. Then Stephen finds the note and runs off to get the baby and to get Jessica. Not really sure why they didn't run off to do that together, but whatever. Someone goes to investigate the deaths in the diner. We don't see who, but he gets possessed. Is it going to be like Where's Wally but with Jason? Actually, that's the perfect tagline for this movie. Where's Jason? Jessica tells Duke that the bounty is gone. Robert is dead, so there is no one to pay it.
It's not about the money anymore.
So what does he want then? Who is he? Why does he want to kill Jason so badly? He says that tonight is the night Jason will go to hell, and he passes her the knife which transforms. Where did he get the knife? How does he know about the knife? Why doesn't this movie explain anything? Please just explain something. Anything. Explain a character's knowledge of something. Just anything. Is this movie's motto? Less is more, but none is just perfect. Duke then falls through a trapdoor and gets his leg impaled. Then the sheriff appears, but Jessica doesn't trust the sheriff. Anyone could be Jason. Anyone! Except Kane Hodder. Then Randy appears, you know, the guy that Stephen KO'd earlier in the movie, and tells the sheriff to back off from Jessica. Then the sheriff runs into the knife. Smart. She then drops the knife, which is apparently made of grease. So Randy was the one who got possessed. Okay, let's do the calculations. Randy becomes the new not Jason, making the original not Jason the old not Jason. And the previous not Jason, aka the new not Jason, the new old not Jason. And the other guy, the new old not Jason, is still the guy that got stripped naked. Yeah, I still don't understand that. The new not Jason tries to possess the baby, but Steven comes in and cuts his throat open. And the true form of Jason Voorhees is revealed. And it looks awesome! Sorry, I meant to say stupid. So very stupid. You can take something very stupid and I'm willing to bet it's not as stupid as this is. This is stupidity on a scale of which you have never seen a stupidity scale. It's stupid. The essence of Jason gets knocked into the basement, and as they help Duke up, the essence of Jason crawls into his dead half-sister's vagina. I hate this movie. So now Jason is reborn. Okay, I have another question, and I know at this point I'm just shouting into the wind, but I'll ask it anyway. If he could have done that all along, why didn't he? Too late, Jason. You can't save this movie. You just can't. Just turn around, don't look back at this piece of crap movie, and go home. Jason makes a move on Jessica, but Duke stops him.
Son of a bitch. You remember me?
Who are you? Okay, I guess we'll never know now. Screw you, movie. Screw you and your hatred of answers. So now Duke's dead. Stephen keeps Jason busy by being a punch bag, while Jessica goes to get the dagger. Oh, come on, Jason. Just kill him. He's right there. Just snap his neck, rip out his throat. Just kill him. He's right there. Stop toying with him and kill him. Because I will tell you exactly what will happen if you don't. Jessica will come up behind you with the knife, stab you, and you will go to hell. Oh, I must be psychic. So Jason is dragged to hell by some terrible effects, and they go and live happily ever after. After they wait until the sun rises for some reason. I don't know, maybe they're scared of the dark. Okay, yeah, now this is cool. Freddy Krueger grabs Jason's mask, signalling that Freddy has found Jason in hell, which leads on to Freddy vs. Jason. Also, another fun fact, that was Kane Hodder wearing the Freddy glove. Guess they didn't think Dead Guard added on to 5 minutes of Jason's screen time was enough. So that was Jason Goes to Hell, and it drags the viewer along with it. It starts out fine, typical Friday the 13th stuff. The woman gets chased by Jason, a bit rushed into compared to the other movies, but that was okay because it was a trap. But after Jason gets blown up, it's all downhill from there. The music's good enough, Kane Hodder is great for the limited amount of time he is in it. The acting is decent, the death effects are actually not bad. So it's the plot, although it is more inventive than the standard Friday the 13th movie, which is just Jason wants to kill people, so he tries to kill them. But here he is hopping through bodies and has a goal other than just to kill people. Granted, that goal is just to get him back to a state where he's just gonna kill people, but it's still something new. But it feels kind of like Halloween with him hunting down his relatives, as well as a bit of Nightmare on Elm Street with the possession, and that tongue definitely looked Freddy Krueger-y. And Jason's motives in this movie reminded me of Child's Play. You know, the killer's stuck in another body which is increasingly becoming weaker, so he must find a specific person to escape it. It's similar, I'm not saying they ripped it off, just that it's similar. And the whole going Terminator on a police station to get the girl he's after definitely stands out. The only movie franchise it doesn't feel that much like is Friday the 13th, except for the start. The full title of the movie is Jason Goes to Hell: The Final Friday, but it's not the final Jason movie, but it is the final movie, aside from the remake, that resembles the title Friday the 13th. So was it really worth ending the Friday the 13th series, but still keeping Jason around for a few more movies after it? Why not just keep the Friday the 13th aspect as well? You know what stings most though when you watch this movie? It wasn't originally meant to be the 9th movie. The 9th movie was meant to be Jason Goes to LA, which could have sucked for a whole load of other reasons, like Jason Takes Manhattan. But the story of it was two rival gangs are having a gang war, and Jason appears and starts killing gang members from both gangs, and they team up to take Jason down. Which sounds like a lot more fun than whatever the hell this was. The only thing I really liked about this movie is that it does make a connection to the chronology of the Jason movies to Freddy vs. Jason. That at least makes sense. This movie sucks so much, and you've been watching Good or Bad. See you next time.